So, Fedor versus Maldonado. That's the last big fight that just happened. I just rewatched the fight. In the beginning, I had the feeling that Fedor got smashed, and it's mainly because of the first round. But then I was reading a lot of comments, and he's done, and all of that, and I just went back and watched the fight again. So, my take on that: first round, Fedor starts very nice. He's swinging some combinations, but Maldonado is really good boxer. So he gives him a right-left combo, right in the chin, and the guy he's knocked down, not knocked out, but like if you saw the fight, he's almost done. And Maldonado goes on him and he tries to finish him basically. He's just punching, and then they stand up and Fedor is doing the butterfly, and it was very close. If this happened in UFC or in any other promotion, the fight would be stopped most probably. But that is to me, and let's make things clear. I'm a fan of him, but I'm also one of his biggest critics. So to me, this fight was exactly showing what he lacks of at the moment and why he is not ready for UFC still. But that doesn't mean that he is not an awesome fighter and that he is not one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest ever. It's too early for MMA to say who is the greatest. It's not like boxing. Boxing have a big tradition. So what happened? The first round he almost got knocked out. He gets smashed and he was punched and he was laying on the ground and so on. And then in the second round he comes back and he backs off Maldonado. He's putting a lot of punches and kicks and combinations and doing this and that. And in the third round they both gassed. Fedor was actually worse cardio wise, maybe, but Maldonado was not attacking at all. So he wins the decision, and I know that it's in Russia and so on, I understand that, but again, I just had to stop the video because the dog was barking too loud. So again, on the fight, this guy is amazing, Fedor. He survived the first round and he comes back and he wins the fight. It was not a pretty fight, it was a fight after a big layoff, and he is 40. Yeah, nobody considers that he's 40. They're always comparing like, yeah, Dan Henderson is older and Mark Hunt is older, and they're still competing in UFC. Did you check their last fights? Did you check how many times Dan Henderson and Mark Hunt got knocked out cold? So, like, if you're really a fight fan, and if you're not a hater who is just hating on Fedor and saying that he's overrated, like, how he is overrated? On the time when he was fighting in Pride, he was fighting the best there is. Pride was the top organization at that time, you know. Pride had no testing, all of them on steroids, maybe Fedor as well. I'm not saying that he didn't take them. So he backed up Krokop on the feet. So he's fighting one of the most devastating strikers that ever lived. A guy who is a Sambo practitioner, he's not a boxer. He has his own style of fighting. You can see that, it's visible. But that doesn't work anymore for him. This is maybe one of the main reasons that I wanted to make this video. Fedor relied on fast transitions, fast hands, fast and heavy hands. He was very good on punching and just transitioning to the takedown and then doing some vicious ground and pound. Once he hit the ground, he was, armbarring people and so on. But MMA has evolved and he didn't. Can he make a run in UFC? Yes, he can. But to me, he needs to change everything in his training. Yeah, it's obvious that this didn't work. Now his chin is not like it used to be, but he didn't get knocked out. He took a lot of punishment yesterday night. He took a lot of shots. I don't think that he's wear out the way that Chuck Liddell is, but he got clipped. It was a hard punch. A lot of people were saying that, yeah, he got beat up by light heavyweight. which is Maldonado, do you understand the word light heavyweight? It's still a heavyweight, you know. He came in the fight 106 kilograms, and Maldonado was 104 kilograms. So they're just equal. They were almost the similar height and almost the same weight, just 2 kilograms. So I don't think that he got exposed. There is nothing to be exposed in. He just had another fight, another Fedor style fight. All of his fights, he's just coming in and some drama is happening, and some way he finds a way to win. Somehow he does it. So to all of the Fedor haters, just get out of Dana White's ass for a second, and don't be like you're such a big UFC supporters and sucking UFC dicks, but that's not necessary. Just look at MMA as it is. Again, I'm not saying that he didn't get beat up. I think that one of the things that the judges did was really stupid when they stopped the fight for him to take his mouthpiece, and he was, his mouthpiece was a little bit out, and he was in the corner. They were not in the corner, but he was on the cage, and they were clinching, and Maldonado was working, and then the referee stopped them, and it was not even out. But keep in mind that this is not. Stop trying to compare everything with UFC. UFC have big professionals. These guys are just starting. It was UFN 50, and if they're using the same scoring number as UFC, it means that they had 50 events. How you can compare this to 400 events, or how? I don't know how much UFC have, but so stop hating on him. It's stupid. It looks lame. If you're a real MMA fan, just analyze his performance and see that he lost his speed. This is his biggest problem at the moment. He lost his speed, and he's trying. Even his coach said it, that he's relying on old tricks. But I see some changes in his striking, and I see these changes from the Bigfoot Silva fight. He was training with this guy in Holland, some Peter Tenerife or Peter something. I remember, a blonde guy with long hair, and he's having this this kickboxing style that I don't think it works too much. I think Fedor needs to go to maybe American Top Team, maybe to AKA, maybe Jackson's. Yeah. So who is better in UFC? Except we don't count. Let's take Cain Velasquez. Amazing fighter. Love Cain Velasquez. I predicted that he would be a champion when I saw his fight with how was his name? The big, strong black dude. Whatever, big muscle guy. And when I saw him fighting like a Wolverine, I said, this guy is gonna be a champion, and he became a champion. I also said that he would beat Brock Lesnar, the big champion, and he did. And it's not because I said it, it's because he's really talented. He's an amazing fighter. He got knocked out by Junior Dos Santos with one punch. One punch behind the ear, done. 0. Yeah? He recently got fucked up by Fabricio. People were saying that when Fedor lost to Verdum and to Bigfoot, they were saying he's losing to nobodies. He got knocked out by Dan Henderson, who is knocking people out cold. He's a tough motherfucker, and he's not small, and Fedor is not big. And everybody who trained even a bit of combat sport, they know that it doesn't matter how big the guy is. If you get hit really hard, and if the guy in front of you is a really good puncher, you're getting down, you're going down. That's it. No question about it. I still think this fight was stopped early. Maybe Dan would smash him because he was onto him, but who knows? You saw what happened today. Do you think that Maldonado is hitting? Maldonado's punches are not so strong. He's a big dude. Don't exaggerate Hendo's power. And again, comparing Hendo and Mark Hunt and all these guys who are still going strong, they're getting knocked out here and there. Mark Hunt got knocked out from Melvin Manhoef, a guy compared to him who has like half of his weight. He got knocked out. One punch. going backwards. Boom, done, lights out. And he has a granite chin. The guy is taking punishment like nobody else. This is the fight business. This is how shit happen. So don't be haters. Don't hate on Fedor. I don't think that he's ready for UFC, not because of that, but because they will try to probably put him in some big profile fight against somebody like GDS or something like that. And if he's still training the way he is and doing the things that he does, he will win some fights and he will lose some fights. But don't try to tarnish his legacy that he was fighting cans. Really? Minotauro is a can? Minotauro? He just came back from Pride and took the UFC heavyweight title. He's not good enough for you guys. Krokop, what do you have to say about Krokop? Is Krokop a can? At the time when he beat Krokop was knocking people out. Arlovsky, everybody forgets about Arlovsky. He just came back, he did very well to himself, and you can see what happens when you have a good trainers like Jackson's. He came back, he lost his last fight, but he did well overall. He's a good fighter. So Fedor knocked him out cold. Out cold. And he's even not a boxer. He's a sambo guy. He's swinging these hooks from his back pocket. You know? So this is just again shit talking. Like he was never so good and so. Oh, he is good. He was that good. He's getting old, and he's using old tricks and MMA evolved. So he's relying more on God now, and he's always saying, you know, it's God's will and so on. And if you know Russian, the song that he just entered on was like saying about belief and Orthodox Christians and stuff like that, and that doesn't help, to be honest, because this way he's like expecting some invisible invisible being to help him, and in the cage, you know, it's different. You get punched and you get smashed. So I think he did well. If he didn't got clipped, he would probably smash Maldonado, but he needs to reconsider a few things. And anyway, we will not see him fight within the next year, because this is the way how he fights recently. And you know, people are spitting on him, but don't forget that he's a partner in this company. He's receiving big cash for that. So don't be pity on him, but also don't hate him. Just be realistic. The guy is a great, amazing fighter, and you need to stop hating him, because you need to have some, you know, something behind it. That's the way how I see it. And how you can hate a guy who is just coming in from such a big layoff, and he looked quite good. He gets smashed the first round. You know, how you expect him to look better in the second and the third? You know, saying the bullshit that this is, yeah, the first round is this and the second round is that. The second and the third round, Maldonado did nothing. He was gassed. He gassed himself trying to finish him the first round. The same what happened with Shane Carwin when he was fighting Brock Lesnar. And saying that Brock Lesnar will smash him if they fight, it's ridiculous. I don't know if you saw the fight with Velasquez, but Brock is not committing to punches. He's even not able to punch. What he is able to do is put you on your ass and smash your face. And if he can do that to Emelianenko, then good for him. Amazing. But I doubt that. So stop trolling and just look at the fight again. I just watched the fight again. This is why I watched it. I wanted to see how it goes. And he won. It was a close one, for sure. It could go either way.